All right, what going on? Oh man, it's a beautiful night. Hey, look, we got this content creator named Nino Brown. Everybody know Nino Brown. I watch him pretty often, but he going in on Snoop Dogg. You know, Snoop Dogg, he called people Uncle Toms. Really pertaining to people who did music. Whoever would have went and did, I guess, the inauguration performance for Donald Trump as he was coming in office, he pretty much said you would have been an Uncle Tom. But everybody forgetting about Sambo. You know, everybody forgetting about Sambo. I think Sambo was the worst. And Nino Brown, he said something else pertaining to, you know, him and his dealings with Tupac. Tupac tried to warn us. I'm gonna let him speak, and then I'm gonna give my spiel. You know, I'm gonna come straight off top of the head. Let's hear what Nino got to say.
Now, if you put a pile of money on the ground on one side in front of a normal dog and a chicken bone on the other side, the normal dog gonna always choose the chicken bone every time. But not that goddamn Doberman Pinscherman goddamn Snoop Dogg. Cause he gonna walk right past that goddamn chicken bone and he going dead at the money. Brrr, he a sellout. He'll infiltrate. He'll get on the internet and speak one way to our people when they ain't paying. Whoever ain't paying them, he gonna speak against that. But then he gonna switch up when whoever he spoke on, when they offer his ass some money. Brrr. Snoop been flip-flopping sides his whole career. He ain't never stayed down with nobody. He down with the money. He switched up on Tupac for Biggie in the heat of their rap beef. Probably cause Diddy had more money than Suge. As Snoop aged, he shed his skin and became a bigger snake, not a bigger dog. Now y'all know the Illuminati and them people that's in that goddamn industry, them gatekeepers in them high places, they keep a dog by their side to handle that industry whenever they need them to. That house dog that they got named Snoop Dogg. They probably threatened Snoop over his rainbow comments that he said that y'all just seen. And he probably felt like he was gonna lose some money if he didn't fix that shit that he said and he had to promote their agenda. I still think about the time when he literally said that anybody performed for Trump inauguration is a jigaboo Uncle Tom ass ninja. But then a day later, that wire hit his account. He woke up, and that money came through, and he was the headlining rapper at the same concert that he said anybody else perform, anybody else don't get paid, anybody else perform, you a jigaboo Uncle Tom. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Y'all know that song, It's a Dog-Eat-Dog World. He mean that shit. Only certain types of women in this world can be bought. So we can't call you Uncle Snoop no more. You are now Auntie Snoopy. From here on out, we calling you Auntie Snoopy, cause you could be bought. Cause you the dog that bark at your own people for your white master. Y'all comment below y'all thoughts on this, that goddamn jigaboo Uncle Tom Snoop doing. I see why goddamn Dad Dillinger be always going there, cause you know they cousin, but they stay beefing. Something about Snoop ain't right, man. I'm telling you. Tupac warned about the dog, man. I ain't want to do this video. I thought Snoop was a real one, man. The more I be looking into Snoop, the more I be seeing some flaw shit. Y'all remember he painted his nails and all kind of other shit. Snoop used to be a junkyard dog when he had the Murder with the Case on. But now he turned into a goddamn poodle. Y'all comment below. Y'all like this video. Y'all make sure y'all share this video, man. Oh, goddamn Snoop. Leave the business.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Snoop Dogg, good old Calvin there, is now spouting off at the mouth about homophobic bullshit. Oh, whoa, I'm so surprised. Oh, this is also the same guy who sold his own shit out to make some bucks from Trump because, you know, do one thing, say another. Also, this is my new cat. His name is Spider. I just got him today. But yeah, fuck Snoop Dogg. Right? Yeah, fuck him.
When did Snoop Dogg become a bootlicking hypocrite? You know? Like, when did that officially, like, flip for him? When did he really just turn into that? Because, like, I know that the inauguration was, like, a big eye-opener for a lot of people seeing him go there. And let's be honest, like, there is a big difference between like Snoop Dogg and like Nelly. When Nelly went to the inauguration, I wasn't surprised. There's always been something about Nelly, you know what I mean? But like with Snoop Dogg, like, he used to run his mouth in the best way possible. He used to talk his shit, and we loved him for that. And now all of a sudden he is not that person. The shit that he's been talking lately just shows that he is like a fucking hypocritical old head now. And he's just completely fucking sold out. Like, the audacity of that man to go after, like, what, Hollywood and the media for putting LGBTQ people in their stories and in movies and TV and stuff like that. Like, how are you going to say that that is a bad influence on today's youth when you were the rapper that was telling everybody to skip school and smoke weed? Like, get fucked, Snoop. Like, I know he's on social media. I don't know if this video will get a lot of traction, but if he sees this, like, take this from someone that used to be a real fan of yours. I'm 40. I grew up on your shit. Fuck you, you washed up has-been.
Now, for me to you, Donald, I wish I had half of your money. But for that, you need a 20-year-old and a divorce lawyer. Now, I may not have half his paper, but I got twice the dick, and you can believe that. Donald say he wants to run for, president and move on into the White House. Why not? It wouldn't be the first time you pushed a black family out of their home.
All right, Snoop Dogg. I think you need to come before the congregation, give an apology to everybody you call Uncle Tom, because it's clear that you turned out to be Sambo. You know, you went out there and performed for Donald Trump. And I'm talking about Snoop Dogg did the video. He was looking serious. He was looking mean, like he meant what he said. And I be damn, we turn our head, there he is out on stage bouncing around for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump looking like, yeah, I figured you would do as I say, boy. You know? And then the white boy in Nino Brown video, he going in on Snoop. Everybody saying you don't switch sides. And yeah, Pac, he tried to warn us, but we wouldn't pay attention because, you know, everybody loves Snoop Dogg at the end of the day. You know, before Tupac got hot, everybody was bumping Snoop Dogg. You know, gin and juice and all that back in the early 90s. You know, he had gin and juice in my cup at 12, 13 years old. You know, but I don't put that past none of these dudes, bro. With the state that the world is in now, dealing with hip-hop, man, these dudes will do anything for money, man. I mean, y'all see it on social media. You can get these dudes some money, they'll sell their mama out. You can give them a little bit more money, they probably sell their whole family out. You know, when you look at all these other rappers who call themselves gangsters, they preach about upholding some street code, but then when these two skinny white men get a hold of them, what they do? They squirm, they holler, they whine and scream, and then they say, I'll give you somebody for a lesser prison sentence, right? You know, P. Diddy can talk some of them in his secret back room and make them pull their drawers down, you know, willingly. Like, I don't put that past none of these dudes, bro. You know, at the end of the day, man, like that boy, I think 19 Key, like, the system is at our mind for real. It's like we up under a spell or something. Well, I'm not, but a lot of these cats are. And the spell is money. You know, when you do anything for money, bro, that's selling out. That's selling out. You going against something that you said you wouldn't do, but you do it for some money. You know what I'm saying? And now I see why Suge Knight used to do a lot of those artists on death row the way he used to do them. You know, everybody looked at Suge Knight as the bad guy, which he was a bad guy. He was a dangerous dude. That's why he locked up now. But he seen that a lot of those dudes was just fronting, man. You know, in terms of Snoop Dogg and Tupac, like when Tupac warned us about Snoop Dogg, he was taking us somewhere, because it's like, okay, if you this Crip, you this GD, you beefing with the Bloods, right? Like, why in the hell you hanging with the Bloods in terms of Snoop Dogg? So when Death Row and Bad Boy was in their beef, like, why would you go hang out and hug these cats? And you know that pissed Pac off. You see them beefing, you going over here hugging and pleading and tap dancing, and you know what I'm saying? I'm going on top of the head, man. Pardon me if I don't make sense. Y'all hit the like button. Man, I just don't put nothing past these dudes, bro. I just don't, man. Now, it won't be long before somebody come out saying that he was dabbling around with the rainbow community. You know, it won't be long. You know, it won't be long. So, shout out to Nino Brown. Snoop Dogg, he need to come before the congregation, like I say, and apologize to everybody that you call Uncle Tom. You know, because it's clear that you turned out to be not Uncle Tom, but Sambo. Because I think Sambo was the worst. You know, you'll sell your own people out for some damn money. Like, how much money do y'all need, bro? If you already worth 50 million, like, how much more money do you need? And then Snoop Dogg, he all in the video talking to Trump, talking about he wish he ain't got his money. Like, why everything gotta be revolved around money? And then I'm gonna say this, when you say stuff like that, it's almost like you putting yourself down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you riding him, bro. Like, and then Donald Trump looking at him like, what? If you don't get up there and tap dance, you better, boy. That's how Donald Trump looking at him in the video, just with a smirk on his face, like taking him as a joke. Cause he knew what Snoop Dogg had said, but now Snoop Dogg, he out there on stage. So Donald Trump looking at him with a smirk on his face like, yeah, I figured your ass would come out here for some money. You just like the rest of them. We can buy you and make you do anything we want you to do. So that's my take. Snoop Dogg, don't get mad at me. I'm just piggybacking off Nino Brown. Look in the mirror and get mad at yourself, man. And while you at it, knock yourself upside the head. Because you the one called everybody Sambo. And then you turned out to do everything that you said you wouldn't do. All for some damn money. Goddamn.